Hello, DeadBurgerKing here, back with another Genshin Impact video. This time I will be going over my Xinyan build. And if you're like me, you love Xinyan. Xinyan is my favorite character, hands down. I love her character, I love her look. I'm not crazy about her English southern accents, but I'll get over it. That's how much I love Xinyan. And if you love her as much as I do, you'll want to have a really good build for her. So this video is spotlighting my Xinyan build. So with Xinyan, you'll want to prioritize defense and HP and survivability. She is classified as a tank character. What I would like to point out here, with her being a tank, as tiny and little as she is, you don't really see her as a tank looking at her character. Like, when I saw her artwork, I was thinking, she was going to be DPS, or maybe a support, or maybe kind of like a healer like Barbara, but when I found out she was a tank, I'm like, but she's so tiny! And that's when I realized I put some things together here. With her abilities, Sweeping Fervor, Xinyan brandishes her instrument dealing pyro damage on nearby enemies, forming a shield made out of her audience's passion. The shield damage absorption scales based off of Xinyan's defense and the number of enemies hit. So the more enemies it hits, the better it gets. When I read that, and I put together that she was the queen of rock and roll in Lua, I realized they made her a tank to simulate being in a mosh pit. That is why she's a tank, is because she has been in mosh pits. She can take damage. The more enemies that are around her, the better her abilities are. So she is meant to be in a mosh pit, being moshed by enemies. And when I pieced that together, my mind was blown. That just made me love her even more. I was looking into artifacts and weapons and whatnot to, properly build her, and I came across the perfect artifacts to put on her, which you won't get access to these artifacts until, I think you have to be adventure rank 47? Correct me if I'm wrong. I honestly can't remember, but it is later in the game. When you get access to Xinyan Stone Forest, the domain of Gunya, you'll want to come here and get these high-end artifacts from the level 80 and level 90 domains. In this domain, you get a perfect artifact for Xinyan, Retracing Belay. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but we're going to roll with it anyways. Belay. 2-piece set, increase shield strength by 35%. 4-piece set, while protected by a shield, gain an additional 40% normal and charged attack damage. That is perfect for Xinyan. You want to grab that artifact set for her because it is unbelievably good for her. And you only need 4 to have the set bonus, so you get an additional 5th slot that you can put a wild card in. I want to quote my friend Bellringer there. He calls it a wild card, the 5th slot. You can have anything in the 5th slot depending on your playstyle and what you would like Xinyan to be. You could put HP in there, a nice HP bonus or defense bonus. I just have this physical damage bonus goblet from Gladiator's Finale in there because I really want her to be able to do that physical damage. But you could put anything to your heart's content there. But the priority that you would want to put on her is Retracing Belay. With that in mind, increasing shield strength by 35%, and also gaining 40% normal and charged attack damage bonus while she's protected by a shield. So whenever she does Sweeping Fervor, she will gain an additional 40% attack damage, as well as her shield being 35% stronger than normal. And if you get her Constellation level 2, Rift's Revolution's physical damage has its crit rate increased by 100%. That's a guaranteed crit rate, and will form a shield at shield level 3 Rave when cast. So if you get her Constellation level 2 and use her ultimate, she will also be using Sweeping Fervor's shield level 3 Rave. So there's 2 ways you can put a shield on her just by using her abilities if you have her Constellation level 2, utilizing her artifacts even more. So that's 2 possible ways to put a shield on her. Now, you can do 2 things with her weapon and increase her ability to be a tank goddess. Like, she will be your ultimate tank. She can take anything. I did this build, granted with lower level food, attack food, and defense food, and ice resistance potion. She was able to solo the level 80 wolf by herself without interference from other party members, without healing, and ignore mechanics using this build. It's crazy. Now, like I was saying, there's 2 things you can do with her weapon. You can give her Sacrificial Greatsword, which mine is refined to rank 2. I think rank 1 is 40%, but if you give her the Sacrificial Sword, after damaging an opponent with an elemental skill, the skill has a 40% chance to end its own cooldown. Can only occur once every 26 seconds. So if you have the Sacrificial Greatsword on Xinyan, she can reset her shield by just attacking enemies with it. And then if you attack more than 1 enemy, you'll be doing intermittent pyro damage to nearby enemies, increasing your chances of proccing the Great Sword's cooldown reset. So that is one option you have, is the Sacrificial Greatsword. And again, you're taking advantage of these artifacts every time she has a shield. So every time she has a shield, she gets an increased normal and charged attack damage by 40%. So if you're using the Sacrificial Greatsword, you could potentially keep refreshing your shield. And again, if you have Constellation level 2, you'll also have your ultimate to refresh her shield. So these are all possibilities to refresh her shield, keep her shield up, while also increasing her damage. But the sword that I put on her is the bell. It generates a shield that's scaled off of her HP, and it'll last for 10 seconds or until broken, and can only be triggered once every 45 seconds. And while protected by the shield, the character gains another increased damage bonus. So not only does the bell add another option for a shield, but while you're protected by that specific shield, your damage is increased by 18%. So if you have the bell shield up, you'll have 18 plus 40% damage. So that's 58% normal and charged attack damage that you will have on your Xinyan when equipped with these artifacts and the belt. So that is how I built my Xinyan. I use Retracing Belied and the bell. Combined together, she almost always, I would say 85 to 95% of the time in battle, she is covered by a shield. It is absurd. It is crazy. And then on top of that, she's gaining this attack bonus while she's protected by a shield. A whopping 40% normal and charged attack damage bonus. So you could have a crazy, tanky, tough DPS on your hands with this build. Anyways, this has been my Xinyan build. I hope it helps you, maybe inspire you to make your own builds, or maybe help you enjoy Xinyan in general, because she is an amazing character. I love her to death. So I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if this video has helped you, or if you've just generally enjoyed it. Take it easy and have an awesome day.